Hello and welcome to another episode of LunaKage and Mr. Suck's unnamed wrestling podcast. Well, SummerSlam weekend has come and gone, and I missed a lot of the content for wrestling because there was Raw, SmackDown, NXT, CWC, NXT Brooklyn, and then SummerSlam itself, and I don't know who their target market is, but it's definitely people without jobs or social lives. But we are here right now to discuss the first of the two big pay-per-views that weekend, NXT Brooklyn II.
Takeover edition.
Takeover edition.
Turns out I was here.
The veil of mystery has been shattered.
I wanted to see how long I could go without saying anything, and I noticed a couple of times. I'm like, man, he already looks like he's struggling a little bit.
Help me out! I'm drowning in the promo.
Right.
It's more that I just expect you to chime in. I'm like,
right, yeah.
Huh.
So you give little pauses, and I'm like, not right now,
Dick.
I'm waiting.
Anyway, so NXT Brooklyn II. I think this is like the first real sequel to
Yeah.
And
I
I mean,
I feel like they're making Brooklyn like NXT's WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I'd say rightfully so. It's the correct thing to do. So really, the question is, does Brooklyn 2 stack up to Brooklyn 1? And we'll go through it as we continue.
I think it was similar in a lot of ways.
It was similar.
I mean, at least in one way, in that the main event, I didn't really care for.
Yeah.
Both of them. I don't know. It's not necessarily that they were bad matches. It's just like, I don't care.
We'll get there when we get there. We got a couple undercard matches to get to.
We're missing Kevin Owens' promo.
Yeah, we're watching Raw at the moment.
Yeah.
We have it muted because honestly, I think we both kind of agree that we'd rather be doing something more productive than watching 3 hours of wrestling.
Yeah, for the most part, we've been on our phone like the entire fucking episode.
Yeah, it's like we might as well just do the episode, you know?
Yeah.
Stop killing my phone.
No, the only reason why I haven't suggested just fucking off Raw and period tonight is because there's the fucking title match. That's kind of
a title change is happening.
Yeah, so
yeah, exactly. So, anyways, first match of the card, your curtain jerker for the evening. No Way Jose versus Austin Aries,
which was a surprisingly good match.
I definitely went into this match thinking that like No Way Jose was just going to be like the guy who was getting his ass carried through this match.
Yeah,
but he definitely has some in-ring talent to call his own.
He's definitely the kind of guy that you're going to be sad that he's going to be wasted because of his gimmick.
Yeah. It's really sad because like he did a TKO that looked really good. But the one spot of this match that I thought was the best, but also like the scariest, is Jose's on the outside, and Aries does a suicide dive through the ropes, and he doesn't do it at Dean Ambrose speed. He doesn't do it at like anyone else speed. He fucking full speed jumped, and I have no idea how fast that guy was going. It was insane. It looks like he just took Jose's head off.
Yeah, Austin Aries fucking does that shit. Like he's like that with all of his flying type deals. But yeah, like his suicide dives are like really the only suicide dives I don't mind seeing because they look disgusting.
They look. It hits that point where it's like I almost kind of don't want to see it because it looks like we're really close to something.
The bottom line here is that no one should be doing suicide dives.
Honestly, it's a move. It's like
it's either good or it's bad.
It's just a move,
or it's either bad or it's bad.
Yeah. There's way too many people doing it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a suicide dive over the ropes, a suicide dive through the ropes.
Well, over the ropes I like because it's normally like
over the ropes can be done better. But suicide dives through the ropes is like, we can stop.
Yeah, like there's not a lot of space between those ropes, especially when you're the size of a refrigerator, as far as like chest goes.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, when you're going through the ropes, you're either being really careful, like Dean Ambrose, or you're saying, fuck it, if I die, it'll look good, like Austin Aries.
So, or Big E when he spears people.
I mean, I'd put him in Austin Aries tier just because it's terrifying.
It's terrifying. It needs to stop. He's just going to murder himself. Anyways, Aries wins the match with a Sunset Bomb FADC Last Chancery. And then we get the post-match, which is Aries pretty much looking like he's gone wild, insane. Like, he's just got that, like, crazy look in his eye. And he goes to throw Jose in Last Chancery again, but then Hideo Itami's hit music hits.
Oh my god, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
See, this should have been a really big moment. And for all intents and purposes, it was.
Yes.
But this motherfucker wore the worst footwear I have ever seen.
The white loafers?
The white loafers with no socks. Like, come on. I don't even care about, like, shoes normally, but if even I'm noticing it and, like, distracted by it, then that's a fucking big deal.
It's a little trendy, I admit. I don't mind the look 100%, but the thing is, I could tell that it did kind of look out of place for, like, where it needed to be.
Oh my god. And then he hits a GTS for the first time.
Yeah.
In NXT fucking TV.
On TV. Yeah, he comes in and he hits him with the GTS. For anyone who hasn't seen the other GTS they did in the house show during NXT, look up the GTS he gave to Tyler Breeze, because it looks like he literally kneed his face inside out. And Corey Graves made sure to mention this guy is actually the one that invented the GTS. So we get to our next match, our first of 2 debut matches for this pay-per-view. Billie Kay versus Ember Moon. So neither of us have caught up on NXT, so I haven't really noticed what they've put into Ember Moon in terms of, like, showcasing her as someone who's coming in. But I know Billie Kay is along the same lines as, like, the women who are the next batch.
Yeah.
That are currently kind of jobbing right now.
Yeah.
Billie Kay.
They're working on them type.
Yeah, it's
type
Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Liv Taylor, those girls. Never heard anything about Ember Moon before, but I guess she was in Lucha Underground?
I don't know. I just know that she was the first fire type move you got on Level Up.
Yep.
When you picked the fire starter.
When you picked Charmander's first fire move was Ember.
Yeah, usually. I think it's level 7. But yeah, like I really liked. I like her name.
I like
because
her
of
name.
that. Like normally, I don't like exotic names like that because it's like it feels like they're trying too hard. But I mean, I guess it's the nostalgia goggles for the literal Pokemon factoid, and I'm just like, oh, Ember, she must be hot, you know. And then she does like this weird fucking flippy stunner thing.
Yeah. Well, also, I like the fact that she does the kawaii schoolgirl finger thing.
Yeah.
I was actually amazingly impressed with her.
Yeah.
She came out of the gun looking like she had that fire and charisma. She looked really badass, but also kind of cute at the same time. Yeah. She had the kind of like that Asuka thing going on where it's like, oh, she's adorable. Holy shit, she'll kill me.
Yeah.
Tons of athleticism, and she's got red pupil eye contacts.
Yeah. She's definitely like the fucking Chuni. She's the Chuni girl.
Yeah, she's definitely some very badass Chuni.
And hopefully they keep up with that. Like, I would love to see fucking promos where she's talking about, like, fucking the sealed dark dragon.
I want to hear her mispronounce Des as Desu.
Yeah.
She will get over on her finisher alone, which is a top rope diving twisting stunner.
Yeah.
Did
they have a name for it?
No, but
of course they didn't.
They're not ready for a name. They're still trying to find a name badass enough for that one.
Let's call it the Crescent Moon.
Mm-hmm. It's a good name for it, but I feel like it needs a little something.
The Moon Blast.
Okay, never mind. We're done here.
It's another Pokemon move.
Okay.
Just fucking keep going with the theme, man. Shit.
Yeah, really just not a whole ton to talk about. It was a debut. There was a comedic botch by Billie Kay. The crowd let her know it. And we move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode versus Andrade Cien Almas. Thank God I've been writing these show notes because now I finally can remember all of Andrade Cien Almas' name.
I really hated this.
I really hated this too.
Because Roode is a guy that I wanted to come in NXT for a while. And the thing I hated the most about this was the finisher they're putting him with.
Oh my... we just need to talk about this whole match in general. So,
do we?
I think so. Actually. I actually think...
I feel like I asked that question like all the time.
Yeah.
Like, we need to talk about the match. Do we really?
Well, no, there's just things about the match that I didn't like at all.
Okay.
So, Bobby Roode has this big entrance.
Yeah.
The big, glorious entrance. Because his it was definitely the intention was literally.
Yeah.
He's been put over with his theme. Everyone's singing it. Everyone loves it. But he's a heel.
Yeah.
And your crowd is 100% behind him as a babyface.
I mean, in fairness, like, he makes a really great heel.
Yeah, no, he's got his modern day Ric Flair robe.
Like that's where he broke out in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I can understand, like, if you're going to get Bobby Roode over as a character, to bring him in like as the character he's the most comfortable playing. So I totally get like what they're trying to do, and especially it works a lot better in NXT because like NXT is like, there are really no heels there.
Yeah.
Because the crowd fucking they
it's
just
all
love,
smarks.
they love you.
Yeah.
Regardless. If there's something to love, they love you. And like, I mean, that's true for the main roster too in a lot of aspects, but you know, the main roster's stuck in their own ways, so they're never gonna try and intentionally appeal to that aspect by having heels they bring in with the intention of being cheered. But NXT can do that.
Yeah.
And that's why they did it with Bobby Roode. So I understand it. Like, you know, and it's not like I don't think commentary were putting over the fact that, you know, he was despicable or anything, because it's not like he cheated.
No, it was like a really weird match because it's like, so obviously Bobby Roode's supposed to be the heel, and Andrade Cien almost is supposed to be your face.
Yeah.
And a lot of the match, like, yeah, Bobby Roode, like, beginning of the match, Bobby Roode's got his offense. Middle of the match, Andrade Cien Almas has got the offense, and then you have your kind of your babyface comeback with Roode, where he like just pops back up, hits the glorious bomb, which is fucking terrible, and wins. And I'm like, this match was kind of booked in reverse, not in reverse, but opposite of the way it really felt like it should have.
I mean, it was booked like Roode was the babyface.
Yeah, it was booked like Roode, and like it was booked like Roode really was the babyface. Like, he had the babyface comeback out of nowhere. It just, like, it stops. Like, it wasn't even like a comeback. He's just like, okay, we're going to the finish. Boop. I'm going to, you know, not really take this move 100% and sell for it. Kind of, I don't want to say no selling, but, like, it was time for the match to finish. I'm going to finish the match.
Now, his finisher, they called it the Glorious Bomb. And all it is just a pump handle drop.
It's a pump handle slam.
It's literally what fucking Road Dogg used to finish people off.
Yeah.
And how often did he really get to finish people off? You know? Like, not really. So, what I hate about it is twofold. One, the move sucks. Two, the name sucks. Especially when compared to his finishing moves back in TNA. One of his moves is called the Roode Bomb, which, I mean, you know, it's another bomb name, but at least it flows a little better than the Glorious Bomb.
Yeah.
But what it was just a fireman's carry slam. It was like the AA, except instead of dropping to your knees, you drop to your back. You know, so it was like, it looked good. Like, and I'm biased towards fucking fireman carry type moves anyway.
Yeah.
He also used. What did he call it? I want to say it was like the money statement or money maker or something like that. But basically, it was just a perfect plex style fisherman's suplex into a pin, and yeah, like it was a theme name that managed to roll off the tongue. And then he had a hangman's neck breaker that he called the Rude Awakening.
Oh, that's good.
And that is the best name for anything.
Yeah.
That you could give him, and they probably should do that. Like, at once.
Yeah, the thing with the glory... There's a couple problems with the Glorious Bomb. A, it's not very glorious looking.
No.
B, it's not a bomb.
No. I mean, it definitely did bomb.
There's, like, no impact. It's just, like, pump handles it up and then just kind of throws it back down. I'm like,
a pump handle drop is, like, the least impactful slam that you could really do. Yeah. Like, it still looked better than fucking David Otunga's spine buster, though.
Mm-hmm.
So
but like not too long before that, Bobby Roode had a great spine buster that was way more.
Yeah,
way more impactful as a finisher than the Glorious Bomb.
He just like Triple H are fans of Arn Anderson.
Yep.
So just like Arn had the Double A Spine Buster, Triple H has the Triple H Spine Buster, and Rude had the double R. My bad, Spine Buster. Robert Roode.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, the fucking is good shit. But you can't really. I don't think you could make those a finisher. I mean, I guess you could. Arn Anderson's was his finisher, right?
I'm not sure.
I mean, I know he had the best spine buster in the game.
Yeah, he basically wrote the book on spine busting people.
But Paul Heyman's got money.
Paul Heyman does have money. He's paying whatever Brock Lesnar has occurred in fines on live television.
I feel like this is a good segment.
It probably will be.
Missing it.
But you'll catch the recap on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll catch the recap on YouTube.
Honestly. So that's that match. I don't think that match did anything really good for Bobby Roode. It felt really lackluster and flat, and there was a bad finisher. Yeah. And it's like, wow, that match really took a lot out of me, honestly.
Yeah.
Because going to the next match, I was like, wow, that's lame. You built Bobby Roode as literally God's gift to Earth, and then I get that match, and I'm like, wow.
Fair enough, he is. Mm-hmm. But he should have had a better match than that.
Yeah, that match just really sucked. And I don't feel like I could blame Roode or Andrade's CN Almas for it. It's just the booking of the match was ass.
Yeah.
So, we move on to what I know many people thought was match of the night. Ciampa and Gargano versus The Revival for the NXT Tag Belts.
Yeah. Showing us that even though fucking American Alpha aren't on the show anymore, mm-hmm. they could still have really good fucking tag team matches.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was not 100% into this match.
Really?
Partially because of the extremely disappointing Bobby Roode debut, and partially because of extremely stupid note I had. So, but okay, so
it's you just have written down your notes C#.
Yeah.
Fuck this note.
Fuck this note. But the match for what it was amazing because the Revival wrestled extremely good old school tag wrestling style. They cut off Ciampa for legitimately 25 minutes from ever getting a tag. The thing that kind of just took me out of the match was 5'0" Gargano is the hot tag, and I just couldn't get behind it for some reason.
Man, Jay,
I know it's the stupidest thing ever.
That's the exact opposite of what you're normally like. Is it because he's not jacked?
It was.
Is it because he's not jacked like Neville?
It felt like for the first half, if not maybe a little more of the match, it was the Revival's match. The way they work matches, and then Ciampa and Gargano, they're plucky cruiserweights with really good athleticism. Yeah. They don't really fit in all that great into a match like that, where they can just show off what they do, and it's a babyface in peril build to a big hot tag kind of match, and so it's okay, so Ciampa's going to be the babyface in peril, and Gargano's going to be the big hot tag, I guess. This isn't really their style. This isn't really what benefits them best. That said, once he got the tag, it was lukewarm at best. Yeah. But
it was a microwave tag.
It was a microwave tag. Hot in the middle, and then lukewarm around the edges.
Or hot around the edges and freezing cold.
Freezing cold in the middle. That's it. Yeah.
God, those are the worst hot pockets.
And then so Then the match kicked into overdrive, where there's just a million near falls, all of them extremely convincing.
Yeah.
The last quarter of any Revival match is just the most nail biting.
Yeah.
It was great. Let's see. The Revival attempts Shatter Machine, but it's broken up by Gargano's spear, and then GNC hit their knee super kick combo. Dash falls down precariously close to the ropes, and then the camera work was really great because as the pin's happening, you can't really tell that Dash's leg was on the ropes, but you could pretty much tell that Dawson had grabbed it and put it up on the ropes. You didn't need to see it to know that it was happening. So the 3 count happened, but then retroactively gets waved off, and because of that, Revival win. It was a good match towards the end, but I just felt like it was a mishmash of styles.
No, what's the stupid note you had?
It was that Gargano being a hot tag.
I didn't have a problem with that. I had a problem with how it ended with the submission.
Yeah.
And he was literally within arm's length to the rope. Like, I feel like there was some miscommunication somewhere where, like, he should have been farther away, but Jesus Christ, he was right there. He could have easily reached it, but instead he taps out. So it made him look kind of, you know. I
mean, you could always make the excuse that, like, that match was definitely a barn burner, so, like, they're just not mentally all right there after a while, but even, that's just, like, making excuses for where things needed to be. Alright, going on to what I thought was match of the night, Bayley versus Asuka. I liked the storytelling of this match because we've had a lot of, like, can innocent young Bayley overcome her cute, huggable gimmick and actually put in, like, a beefcake bar brawl knockdown type match? And this was the best example of that because Asuka's a beast. She looks stiff as shit every time she's wrestling, and it's like, okay, Bayley, you gotta come match this. The match was kind of the same thing as, like, Asuka Nia Jax, but when you substitute Nia Jax for Bayley, it becomes definitely not the same match, and also a million times better.
Yeah,
as one may think. You got like good spots in this match. The highlight of it being Bayley's taking these shots from Asuka towards the end, and she just stands up and motions to her like, "Come on, you can hit me harder than that." Like, she's like getting in her face, like, "Come on, give me everything you got. Just go to town." Of course, she obviously does, and she just murders her. And so, like that's why I like the ending of this match more than I did the Nia Jax one, where like Asuka just like literally kicks her straight in the head and like kills her. In the Nia Jax one, I didn't feel like the build up for it being like that was good enough, but in the Bayley match, I felt like Bayley was just like, "You gotta hit me so hard. You've got to murder me to get me out of this match." And so Asuka murders her, and she gets her out of the match. And I'm like, that's it. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you try to tell that story with a much better in-ring storyteller.
One interesting thing for the post-match was, like, Asuka doing one of those, like, show of sportsmanship things looked really fucking awkward because of her character. Like, she's not really... I mean, she can do it, but she, like, the whole time she's still kind of looking psychotic. I'm just expecting her to turn heel on Bayley, like, at any second. Yeah. Like, look at her, she's
wild.
Yeah, but she's, like, you know, raising her hand, shaking her hand, giving her a hug and shit. Like, it's like, okay. Meanwhile, that smile on her face is still fucking, like, you know, like she wants the dick in the worst way. And I don't even mean, you know, literally the worst way. Like, fucking with, like, some sticks in it or something.
Damn, ouch.
And, like, another funny thing is that the way her makeup was and the way it rubbed off, the only thing left of her makeup at the end of the match was the black lines that accent her fucking, like, the folds in her face. So, like, she ended up looking kind of like an Asian granny at the end. And I'm like, man, she's looked better.
And we end on our main event for the evening. Joey Samoa versus Shinsuke, I still have my name, Nakamura.
Well, they both still have
they both still have their names.
Samoan Joseph.
Jose Samose. I actually don't have notes for this match because I did watch this match at work where my laptop is not at. But the main thing to note about this match was the intro, where Shinsuke Nakamura had a violinist out there to play the song live,
tearing it up,
and the crowd is like, I'm still singing his song from that match. Like, I'm still just like, got it in the back of my head, humming it to myself at work. And normally I do that because it's an amazing theme, but like that intro is just wild, man.
Definitely kind of driving the point home that Takeover Brooklyn is like the WrestleMania of the NXT.
it kind of was a shame that because Joe's the champ, he had to come out after that, and like he didn't get anything special, and his theme already sucks.
Yeah,
because it's not. There's literally like, and then there's the toilet flush. Whoever decided that he needed a theme after the first one they gave him, the really cool one, where it was like. Like the funky like Godzilla one. I was like, give him a fucking Godzilla theme. No, don't give him a fucking fart boat.
Fart boat.
It's literally just like the bit from Family Guy where it's like I follow fat people around with a tuba.
That was actually one of the Botchamania endings around the time.
I'm mad because I was like I wanted to make that and submit it, and someone else beat me to it, and I was like, I mean, I'm not the only person that's thinking that. His theme's really bad. They need to give him his like the theme they gave him for a week back immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the match goes, nice and stiff feeling match. I couldn't tell. I was told that might be a work, it might be a shoot, that Joe dislocated his jaw at one point, but I don't...
I mean, if you're going to dislocate your jaw, it's probably going to be against Nakamura.
Yeah, honestly. I don't really have too much in terms of notes, because I have none, about how the match went down. I don't remember anything particular out of the spots during the majority of the match, but the ending was kind of the thing that I wasn't that crazy about. Only in the sense that, like, Nakamura apparently tried to do, like, a Kinshasa out of nowhere. Like, he reversed out of something and then just, like, hit him with a knee. And commentary's like, Kinshasa! Kinshasa! Oh, my God! And, like, no, it looked just like a regular knee. Like, it didn't even look like the same way he would deliver a Kinshasa. It just looked like he did a knee strike. And so commentary's just losing their mind, like, oh my God, it was a Kinshasa! And I think Joe kicked out or something.
Yeah.
And so then, like shortly after, Nakamura gets the suplex, explosive suplex into the full in the ropes, do the thing, Kinshasa to finish the match, and that's fine, that's great. And the match was for the most part very good, but like that part right there where commentary is like, I'm like, I think it was just a regular kick, guys.
Maybe.
I think it was just a regular kick.
I mean, they did that his last pay-per-view match too, so like that same exact thing happened. Like they freaked out about the Kinshasa.
Yeah.
And then that wasn't it.
Yeah, they did do that. I remember that now. They did have that moment where they're like just going bananas about the kick that actually wasn't the Kinshasa. Yeah. I mean, I guess we can give Cole as much crap as we want to for continuously misinterpreting what the Blue Thunder Bomb is, but everyone's got their off days.
I mean, like the Kinshasa is a strike.
Yeah. With
the legs, which happens a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can give it to him a little bit more.
I get it.
Than fucking up a Blue Thunder Bomb or a Michinoku driver.
Yeah, the Blue Thunder Bomb's so different looking because he has that one-armed spin to it.
Yeah,
it's like there's nothing else like it. Anyways, that's Takeover Brooklyn II, and for the first time, I was telling Luna like, "Oh, we should do this during Raw." You know, it'll be quick, and you're like, it's never quick. I'm like, no, I actually think it's going to be quick.
I mean, one of the main things is because I don't really have much to say about it.
Well, the thing was, like, it wasn't a bad show, but
bad belt.
This you know, the Universal Championship belt's terrible looking. You know, we'll have that conversation when we do the SummerSlam episode post Raw, but. There just wasn't a whole hell of a lot to talk about with the matches. It's like, okay, we have our opening match. The important thing to talk about is the suicide dive. Jose doesn't look terrible. Hideo shows up. Ember Moon debuts. She looks great. Everything goes as expected. You know, everything goes according to plan. Bobby Roode debuts. Wow, it's actually kind of terrible, but we don't have a whole ton to talk about because everything that's terrible about it is cut and dry. There's a tag match, which we had the most, I guess, to talk about. Bayley Asuka, good match. Joe Nakamura, good match. But, like, nothing that really, like, expound upon.
Yeah.
Nothing to really bring home greater credence to. And that's kind of why, like, after I was done with the pay-per-view, I was like, I don't think it came close to the amount of, like, impact that Brooklyn 1 had.
Yeah.
So, but that's also because NXT is kind of in a turbulent time where
They just call up a bunch of fucking people.
They called up a bunch of people. A lot of their like TV people are going to a lot of their TV people are from TNA, basically. let's just call it as it is. They're from TNA
or Japan.
TNA or Japan. They don't have a whole lot of their own developmental people there right now. So it's just kind of in a turbulent spot. So I'm sure Brooklyn 3 will be better.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out in a year. Anyways, that's it for us right here. That's the quickest episode we've ever done. That's half an hour.
Dang.
Half an hour. We'll be back in just a minute for your SummerSlam 2016 review. So, briefly signing off, Mr. You Suck.
The only LunaKage.
Peace out.